લોકો હશે ને,
correct. હા.
તો અડાલજ વાળા લોકોને બસમાં લઈ ગયા, અડાલજ પાછા મૂકી ગયા એમ. મેં કહું ખરે ને કહું ધીસ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ રિક્વાયર્ડ. મેં કહું પહેલી વાર લોકો જાતે ના આવે, આપણે જરા કરવું પડે, પછી એકવાર એને મજા પડી જાય, સ્વાદ ચાખે, પછી આવ્યા કરશે. પણ ઇનિશિયલી પીપલને મનમાં બધું ઘણું બધું હોય, એટલે સમથિંગ લાઈક દેટ.
Yeah.
ચાલો, કઈ વાંધો નહીં.
જય સચિદાનંદ અરુણાબેન.
જય સચિદાનંદ.
જય સચિદાનંદ શૈલેષાનંદજી.
જય
We are on
સચિદાનંદ.
internet, huh? We are on internet.
Yeah, live.
Good minute. Okay. Jai Sachidanand, can you please say three mantra?
Yeah.
Arunaben, please recite. Shaileshanandji?
Yeah. Namo Vitragay.
નમો વિતરાગાય.
Namo Arihantanam.
નમો અરિહંતાણમ.
Namo Siddhanam.
નમો સિદ્ધાણમ.
Namo Ayariyanam.
નમો આયરિયાણમ.
Namo Vajjayanam.
નમો વજ્રયાણમ.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
નમો લોય સવ સાહુણમ.
Aiso Panchanamukaro.
એસો પંચન મુખારો.
Savapavapanasano.
સવપા વપણાસણો.
Mangalanancha Sauvesim.
મંગલાનમ ચ સવ્વેસિન.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
પરમમ હવૈ મંગલમ.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ઓમ નમો ભગવતે વાસુદેવાય.
Om Namah Shivaya.
ઓમ નમઃ શિવાય.
Jai Sachidanand.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
People are thinking, Mahatmas are thinking, last week we did Panchagna. I think one of them you were there one time. So now we introduced Kashays, called Mal, Maya, Lobe, and likes and dislikes. So if you can say something while people are thinking or want to share example, and I'm sure Kashyap Bhai will have question.
So, having the vision of our pure self, that I am the pure soul self, absolutely and completely free from mind, speech, body, name belonging, attachments, and all the material karmic bonds. So once we have that initiation, rest of the relative things, everything in relative, becomes the object to be known and perceived or seen, and I am the knower and seer. So it's the 5 precepts or 5 agnyas: relative viewpoint, real viewpoint, scientific circumstantial evidences or the natural regulatory system as the doer, dispose your files amicably with equanimity, and my pure soul or pure self account. So this keeps us helping to have best in both, relative also unfolding in the best possible way, becoming harmonious, happy, as well as the experience of our pure soul self, inner freedom, inner bliss also ever increasing. So having said that, as Rajinibai is proposing to say or to throw light on something, on inner weaknesses, Kashays are our inner weaknesses or inner enemies. Now, in fact, inner enemies or inner Kashays are alive only till I had the wrong belief that I am Shailesh, I am the name bearer, I am the doer. So my live I, pure soul's live energy, was attached to those inner weaknesses. Till that time, they were considered to be live. Once we have the doubtless conviction, awareness, and experience that I am the pure soul self, as I said, totally free from mind, speech, body, name belonging, attachments, and all karmic bonds. Now, these Kashays or inner weaknesses, they are just the discharging atoms and molecules, or they are known as the discharged inner weaknesses, discharging inner weaknesses, or discharging Kashays. In an purely elemental scientific terms, they are the objects to be known and seen. And I am the knower and seer, completely free from it. But I can't remain like that. And at times, even the discharging these inner weaknesses or Kashais can bother us, can take away my experience of Shuddhatma or pure soul self. My inner bliss may get disturbed for a while. So that's how we should know them. And that's how in light of prajna or enlightened wisdom, whatever you can say, it's our endeavor or inner purusharth, inner free will effort to cleanse all these remaining discharging inner weaknesses. For example, see, the growth is almost gone because growth is said only till the time we have continuing effect, tato. In Gujarati, we say tato. In English, we can say the effect continues even after the event is over. And it's continues till the next event. And if I have the violent inner intents or inner beliefs behind that, it is known as growth. Now, growth is not there after this initiation vision.
Growth means anger, right?
But anger actually doesn't convey the deeper meaning of growth.
Oh.
Even anger is, you become hot-tempered, you become aggrieved or aggravated, or aggression is also known as anger. The growth really has the deeper attachments in terms of violent or violence or hurting inner inclinations or inner beliefs, as well as the continuity, tato and hinsak bhav, as we say in Gujarati, till the time it is known as growth. Once it is gone, there may be aggression of the Prakriti, but it doesn't amount to growth. There can be temporary aggression, but it is not known as the really growth. But yes, discharging pride is very much there, even today with Shailesh. What is that discharging pride? I am Shailesh, even though I know that I am Shuddhatma, free from name, but then the I am Shailesh stays. So somebody not calling me properly, somebody not giving respect to Shailesh, and I get attached or get affected. So that discharging pride is to be looked at. When I started looking at discharging pride, I found that, on many occasions, Shailesh seeks pride or tries to seek respect. If the respect or due consideration is not given, Shailesh may become unhappy, may try to avoid the situation and whatnot. Or Shailesh may have the fear of insulting someone. That is the reflection of the pride. Sometimes the pride leads to criticizing someone else because pride itself is a competition. I'm superior or I'm better than other ones, and the others are not as good as me, or others doesn't understand as good as what I understand. So pride, or even the initiated Mahatmas, need to look at discharging pride or the note of pride. Then we have greed. Greed also is very much there in this Prakriti or in everybody, because greed goes last at the 10th step. So smaller or bigger greeds do keep on playing role in all our daily livings, as something like that we try to save, bargain money, not economy, but greed. There is a difference between economy and greed. Dadaji said economy means having the optimum or good quality while trying to save or trying to economize or trying to control the spend. Whereas the greed is compromising the quality for the sake of money or something. For example, there is a scorching heat or summer. Still, I try not to go in a AC berth or AC because it costs me more. So then it goes to greed. So greed means suffering or sacrificing the quality for sake of money, even if one has. And greed is not for one thing, it is just a gross example is about money or wealth, but it is actually for everything. Greed of happiness, greed of getting respect, greed of trying to keep the favorable friends or situations with us for longer, and trying to avoid the unfavorable or the situations of dislike, that it's better if they go away faster. So greed also, Mahatmas or initiated ones need to look at the note of greed, that where all the greed is really playing role. And if there is a greed, there will be effect of, even if somebody is spending, I'll get affected that, oh, he's not looking properly, he's not searching properly, why he's wasting money, something. So I try to understand these notes of inner weaknesses, pride or greed, from the effects my relative self is undergoing in different occasions or different circumstances, because effect reflects the inner, something is there, inner weaknesses. Without inner weaknesses, I'll not have, if I don't have inner weakness of pride, I may not be affected by insult or somebody not calling me properly or somebody not paying me respect. If I don't have the inner weakness of greed, I may not be affected by whatever amount comes and goes or whatever is there or somebody spending. So effect indirectly tells me, oh, I am harboring that note, let me have a jagrati or awareness or awakened looking at that particular thing. So anger, pride, greed, deceit, or whatever you say, infatuation or mohaniya. Mohaniya, we all have discharge mohaniya in form of discharge, charitra moh. Our Chitt does keep on going to different places or does stick to different places. If I like I'm having the mohaniya for car, then I will keep on looking at different people's car. How is the superior model has come or not. If I have the mohaniya for my home, then even if the paint is spoiled somewhere, it may affect me. So wherever I have the mohaniya or the discharging Chitt is getting stuck, it is getting affected, charitra moh, that we all do have. So we all do need to look at the discharge moh or discharging charitra moh, whatever we can say. Dada Bhagwan had cleared that all off. So he said that my Chitt or reflective consciousness doesn't stick to anything for even a moment. Whatever you give gold, you give the best of the world, whatever you give relative. But my Chitt or reflective consciousness doesn't get caught into it. So that is about the moha. So four are there: anger, greed, pride, and deceit or infatuation or mohaniya, and two more: attachment and aversion. Now, aversion, luckily or by Dada's grace, usually the Mahatmas are out of aversion. But yes, as you said, the dislike may be there. There's a difference between dislike and aversion. Aversion is an intense where I is attached. So aversion, most of the times Mahatmas may not, initiated ones may not have occasionally, but dislikes, yes, because it is the mind, my mind, which I have brought is I like and dislike, and many times I express also, though I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like that. So likes and dislikes are opinion-based things. So that plays role, and I need to look at that. But attachment is very much there. Discharge, attachment, or discharge, rag, whatever you can say, it goes at the end. I can get free from my negative opinions. I can get free, or immediately it alarms me that, oh, I have dislike or I have negative opinion about. But wherever I'm attached with my likings or with my rag, and I have so many relations, even between Mahatmas, we may have rag, between different things we have rag, and to the extent that Dadaji said, that your rag or attachment with me as a Gnani Purus in a relative form also ultimately has to go away. Yes, it is beneficial at this moment because it saves you from other attachments or rag. But I also am seeing that this Prakriti has rag or attached Sukshma rag or attachment at different places, and I should look at that and gradually clean that up. How can I clean that up? Because rag never bothers me. I'm happy with whomsoever I like, and I would welcome them. So then I see that, okay, there's a rag, there is sukshma attachment, and as I attach to the relatives, I lose the bliss of my real. That is one thing. Second thing, if there is attachment, there will be someday some reaction that, oh, why he or she doesn't listen, why he or she is now not caring for me. So it's always a reactionary thing. And third thing, I see that, oh, instead of seeing pure soul or Shuddhatma, I'm stuck to the relative self, as the Gautam was stuck to the relative self of Mahavir, and that was obscuring the ultimate Kival Gnan or the ultimate absolute experience getting opened up. So I also see that, okay, wherever Shailesh's Prakriti is harboring the rag or attachments. So you brought in a way a nice area of Purusharth, that if in my pure soul light or in Prajna light, if I look at these discharging inner weaknesses, then also there is a lot of scope of progress for that. Because even though I am having awareness, even though I have the guiding light of Prajna, the Prakriti is still driven by these discharging weaknesses. So many times in the happenings, the discharging weaknesses take over or the drive my Prakriti in a very subtle way. Even before I realize it is being driven by these inner weaknesses. So it was very Dada's grace or Krupa that I also understood while talking to the people, that the inner self or the relative self, which seems to be driving the body or the behavior, is not really only mind, reflective consciousness, intellect, and ego. They say we are not alone. We are being driven by your beliefs and opinions. Beliefs and opinions says we are not only alone. We are being driven by your intents and motives or purposes. And intents and motives says we are not also alone. We are being driven by your subtle weaknesses of anger, greed, pride, deceit, attachment, and aversion. So this is how we realize the importance of these subtle forces, relative subtle forces. Even though they are relative, they are so quick to act that sometimes I am not aware of the distinction that they are relative and I'm separate from that or I'm real. It just gets into the system. So I hope this is adequate for initiation of the any discussion or any interaction or interactive satsang, so to say.
Yeah, this is very good introduction, and hope Mahatmas can share any light on any of the Kashays or predominant or bugging or whatever. In the meantime,
so I'm seeing the Harsha Ben from UK, I think.
Yeah.
Good. Lalita ji, expecting something from your treasure. Kirti Ben is always there. So anybody, yeah, Harsha Ben Jai Satchidanand, seeing you after a long time. My pranam with Shuddhatma Drashti. So all the enlightened Mahatmas can share their journeys.
Yes.
So even I can learn from something from them.
Okay, let's just see Kashyap Bhai has some question.
Yeah,
Kashyap
sure,
Bhai?
sure. That's okay.
Yes,
Neeraj Jai
everyone, Jai
Sachidanand,
Sachidanand,
Yutiben Jai
Nikhil,
Sachidanand,
Shaileshanandji, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah, I have one question that regarding this fifth kadam, that say we are in a room, I'm speaking to some person A, and there are also some person B and person C. So they are all listening. I'm speaking to person A and person B and person C are listening. So say the person C and person B don't like what I am saying. Okay, so person B he doesn't like, and person C he maybe he got inside hurt. So then or person one person misunderstood something also. Person C misunderstood what I'm trying to say. So then should we do? So is it I am responsible for that? Is it right? I'm not
Yeah,
speaking to them, but they are listening, so they misunderstood or they get hurt, so by my speech. So misunderstand first. Let us take instance of misunderstanding. So they misunderstood my speech. So am I responsible for that?
yes. We are responsible in a way because the person whosoever is there is hurt. That means my speech is not to the mark, or Gnani's speech or enlightened one's speech. Even though the two opponents are sitting there, none gets hurt. That's the stage ultimately we have to reach. So at the moment, my speech is not of that caliber or that standard. It is biased to this or that, or there is some impurity which is causing hurt to someone. And right or wrong is not God's language. Because one is hurt, the vibrations and claim will come to us. So rather than going into the intricacies of right and wrong, I need to free myself by inner pratikramans to that particular person if I want to get free from that binding moment. So
If a person is not hurt, but they misunderstand my speech,
whatever word you use, it person misunderstood your speech means he or she will have an opinion based claim on you. Okay, you are not saying correctly, or you are incorrect, or this is not fair. So some vibration will come to you. If that vibration bothers you or bothers me, then we need to either clarify it verbally if you can, otherwise do the pratikraman. Best recourse is pratikraman. Because in this world, if we see, it is not the correctness of the speech, but what is the bhav behind speech, that is one. And second thing, speech in itself is a reflection of discharge ego. So whatever the discharge ego is getting reflected through the speech is causing someone to dislike it or causing someone to hurt, whatever you say. So it is the bhav. If Dadaji's speech, even Dadaji used to scold someone because he had intense love, pure welfare intent behind that speech, and he had no ego in that speech. He was not the owner of that speech. So the speech with all pure love, with all welfare intent, and free of ego especially, will be acceptable or will be perceived very nicely by each heart. Even though I'm telling truth, most of us try to tell truth. Most of us try to tell in for the benefit of others the way we perceive. He may not, or she may perceive it differently, but it is our ego discharge, ego attached to the speech, which really is not like to the people. So speech is a very big science. Beware, and more often than not, we'll need to rectify it or we'll need to do the pratikramans.
So you're saying this,
And I need to ask, is it okay, whatever I'm saying? Do you agree with that? He says, no, I don't agree. Then I have to take it back.
so but person A is agreeing and person B is misunderstanding. Then
You are free from person A, you are bound with person C. So for person C, you need to do something. This is Vyavhar. Person A has given you green signal, person C has not given the green signal. It is the red light, red signal. That red signal I need to clear. If I want to progress on the path of Vitragas, progress on the path of Moksha Marga.
So you're saying first of all the bhav needs to be corrected, then
Yes.
the outer behavior will correct it. That's what
Yes, bhav needs to be corrected. And that is why Dadaji said speech is correct or wrong, not from the worldly perspective. It should be hitkari, beneficial to others. It should be concise, meet. It should be loved by the persons. And it should be truth. Then only it is a truth. It's not a blanket truth. It is a four qualities combined together makes the truth. And even then, on a moksha marg, even then, if I have even a slightest tint of ego with the speech, it will be labeled as wrong. It will not pass the test. So there's a lot more to the speech science. It lot more needs to be purified from within, because you can't, or I can't make the speech overnight a good thing. Speech is sum total of my relative inner self. So all the impurities of the relative inner self going away, then only the speech will come correct.
So this very frequently happens even in because I practice this Dada Bhagwan, so some of my friends and relatives, they know that I'm practicing, I'm following of Dada Bhagwan, so they somehow asked me, and so just I gave some book to them, and okay, you can read more about this, or so, but I don't know, maybe they understood or maybe they misunderstood also. So I had means in that situation, this is what I could do in as per my vision. I know it is very far away, from the correct one. So, but under the circumstances, I feel that yes, maybe I need to do. Set a goal that yes, this is my weakness, that understand my weakness and maybe then someday the weakness will be removed. Yes. What you say?
No, yeah, weakness in the sense, because we are getting stuck in those dealings with them. That's the point. See, even when we're trying to say Dadaji's things to somebody, we have inner belief that I am understanding, whatever I have is better, they are not understanding. And another thing Dadaji used to say, કે બાળકની પાસે બાળક, he used to read the mind and viewpoints of the other person and get smaller than him or her. लघु भाव से वो बात करते थे. And I have the advisory tone or the guru bhav, that I know something which you also please better know. So that also, so there are so many things you can't really dissect the speech science in a short time. It's a journey. It's a big journey. Speech is a big area of Purusharth. Speech is sum total of so many inner things going in. So because I have that belief that he or she doesn't understand, whatever they understand is inadequate or incorrect, or I know better, all this gets reflected into that.
And Dadaji, as you said that this four qualities of the truth, Dadaji also said, I heard this, that he said in the speech in the past, we have, in ignorance, we have done mistakes of that speech was not as per as this four principles, so that is why our speech is lacking power, so people we are not able to express such a speech that people will understand it, our bhav correctly. So that is what I understood. Is it correct?
Yes. So keep on progressing, praying and progressing. If somebody is not convinced by my saying, we say, okay, he doesn't understand. But that's not correct. It is not my charitra which is able to convince or send him the correct message. So I have to take on me. Anyway, move ahead. Lalita
Yes,
ji,
thank you.
Harsha ji, bless us with something.
Miraben is there.
Okay, sure, Miraben. I don't see Miraben on my screen. Okay, Miraben. Jai Satchidanand. Shuddhatma Bhave Pranam. You are not heard. Unmute yourself. Yeah,
Thanks.
that's good.
Jai Satchidanand Shaileshanandji, Jai Satchidanand
Jai
Gachidaka, Jai Satchidanand
Satchidanand.
Mahatmas, Jai Satchidanand. Thank you. Your introductory satsang was amazing, Shaileshanandji. I so appreciate it, and it ties directly to the question that I have. So, in my question, Meera is everything that's happening to Meera's discharge. Everything. Okay? Meera has been, and Lali Aunty knows this, so I tell Lali Aunty everything, so it is a thing. So one of the things is that in this discharge, Meera has obtained a position. Okay, she's taking over a position of someone who has worked in the company for 17, 18 years. This person and running this group of people that is brand new to the company and very important to the company. And now she is reporting to the president and all this stuff. Okay, all of that is all discharge. It has nothing to do with Shuddhatma. But this, as I watch Meera in all of this, Meera is not feeling happiness or elation or anything. In fact, she's only feeling fear. Now, in the notes that you have described, is that part of Mo? Is that part of which? What should Meera look at to have leadership and be in Shuddhatma or guide with Shuddhatma as with Jnana as the basis for all of this?
Yeah, Rajni bhai, do you want to say anything?
No, go ahead.
So, Meeraji, a very nice practical situation. We are all passing through the real life situations, and this science is wonderful in a sense that it deals with the real life situations of file 1 and we are Shuddhat. So fine. So though I described the notes separately to understand, most of the times it is all combined working together. So here what you are describing is it is a part of Meera's pride also coming into play, because right now you have been in position, but some there is a subtle fear. So whenever there is a pride, Dadaji says there is a fear of losing that, or fear of insult, or fear of letting it down. So
fear of not doing well.
pride
Correct.
leads to the fear of losing it, not getting adequate respect or something or other thing. That's one. The more in the sense that maybe Meera loves that position and power or something, some sort of, but it may not be. We may not need to dissect it, but we need to understand the Prakriti. As I said, there is effect, so there is something. So once we understand that effect and we clear out those things, then Vyavasthit is better understood that, okay, Meera, go on doing your work very faithfully, with open heart, sincerely, transparently, and see what the Vyavasthit has to do. That is one thing. Second thing, what I see from your talk is whosoever was working since long, and you may have a better position or a higher position now in a relative doing. So tell Meera that do your duties at whatever has been entrusted, but at the same time, inside, don't feel that now that person is under you. So underhand, Dadaji said that those who love underhand will have a boss above. So inside, we remove that he is working under me, or I'm the boss, or I'm above, or whatever. So in a relative, okay, but really from within, we see relative real Shuddhatma, we love that person more because that person has lost something. So we try to be more friendly, more loving, more caring, more sharing with that person, and that we can do seeing the Shuddhatma or into that. that person from you, he or she may not feel that you are once you have got the higher position, you are trying to show that. So that part we can clean up with the Gnan.
Okay.
Prakriti's part we can clean up with the understanding that okay, whatever is vyavasthit now, your duty is to do the things, means justify the role with all whatever you can do in a best possible way, but transparently. So leadership, as what you were just mentioning, see, leadership has so many qualities.
Yes.
If we see with a Gnan, if we see with a Gnan, then leader is one which not only sees relative real Shuddhatma in everybody, not only loves and is friendly from within for everybody, but makes good teamwork, keeps all together, looking at the good qualities of everybody, not looking at the shortcomings, but looking at the qualities of everybody. They may have internal conflicts, but as a leader, you can say, oh, come on, let us have a tea, let's have a coffee. We want to make a nice, harmonious team, not only for the work, but also otherwise. So in a spare time, in a break, you can ask about familial well-being of everybody, health well-being of everybody, and whatnot. So leader is one who doesn't show the leadership by power, but shows the leadership by clarity of vision, clarity of goal, guidance, and more than that, attitudes. So once the leader's attitudes are transparent, honest, loving, caring, sharing with everybody, seeing Shuddhatma, and in a relative term, seeing what is the fruit or flower, means positivity of the people, then leader in his or her art is the smallest, Lagu Bhav. Not showing outside, but inside is Lagu Bhav or Prem. Even if we don't we are not able to get Lagu Bhav, we can always get Prem, Shuddha, pure love. And pure love encompasses everything. You need not get anything else. So I think this is an opportunity for Meera to apply everything in a best possible way. And it will happen. Just pray Dadaji and it will come to you. And they will love you. They will love you.
Jai Satchidanand.
They will love you. Oh, we have a nice leader. We are very fortunate to have the leader who is different from others.
Ayo, thank you. Jai Satchidanand, Shaileshanandji.
Dadaji.
But one other question. So I also don't want to harm anyone or anything. And that is my fear. The one that left, who worked there 17 years, she has a very nice way of saying, you didn't do something. And I'm trying to, like, how do you, but I guess that I should look at the Shuddhatma, as you mentioned. I should see Shuddhatma and everyone as be more focused and ensure that this discharge of Meera gets her closer to Jnana. That is what I see. Yes.
And the person who may be little disturbed or who may be little upset, as you are saying, after 17 or 18 years of service. So you can try to soothe her, try to show more love, try to show more caring, sharing for her, whatever, I don't know. But your attitude should be that she also should be rewarded, not in terms of position, because that is management's, but otherwise. By behavior, by taking care, by respecting her services for 17 to 18 years.
Yes. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you, Shaileshanandji.
I'm reminded of a small incident. That's an incident before Gnan. So in our school days, we used to have one day where the student was made principal and the other students are made teachers, and it's something. The teachers will sit side and principal, but student takes over the role of principal and other teachers take the role of the students take the role of teachers or something. So Shailesh Bhai was made principal and other friends were made teachers in something. But in those days also Shailesh Bhai had brought something. So just remained very low, very loving to everybody, and all the others, they enjoyed something like that. So, right?
Yes. Jai Satchidanand Shaileshanandji, you're amazing. Thank you.
Hey,
Dada's
Satchidanand.
Gnan is amazing. Don't. Shailesh is just an object to be known and seen. It's Dada's Gnan which is really amazing.
Correct.
Yes.
Jai
Thank you.
Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Hardik bhai.
Hardik
Jai
bhai, Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
I actually have a question.
Yes, sure.
It's an end. Let me clear that up. But how to do Pratikraman? You know, that's one of my main. But the thing is, like in everyday life, there are a lot of circumstances. Your ego comes in, your respect comes in, and you start blaming others,
Yeah.
start speaking, you know, little bit swang words, and that hurts people. You initially can know that, okay, why it came, your thoughts, initial thoughts, why it came by, and came to conclusion that yes, before I was getting a respect, now it's, bypassing. So it starts, internal conversation. You should do this, you should do this. This should not be correct, this should be correct. Which is, as you mentioned again, it's my belief, my opinion that it should be like this. With other person, it should not be. It is based on my view. Sometimes 30%, I would say, I can able to find out if I doesn't respond quickly. If I take time, it does show me why it's coming through and what's the base where it's coming from. But even though after knowing, sometimes the words just flows out, strong words that hurts people. And especially happens right now with the current situation. It happens more with the family.
Yes, I understood.
Rather than going out.
Yeah.
So it's every morning or night time before prayer, doing kirtan bhakti or artis. Always pray for that. Dada, give me shakti, panch agnya. I can able to live within that every single day. But when circumstances come, it have us flow and then it bypass. It starts going like, nah, we have to, I have to. And at the time when I start doing Pratikraman, it starts initially, and then after it flows out. But I'm not sure, am I doing correct way? Because I can still feel, even after doing Pratikraman, I still feel that I'm still hurting that. Why it's not improving, kind of I'm finding a...
Yeah, I understood the point. So how I see or I experience is, Hardik, the gross Pratikraman is first step, that for whatever happened, I apologize to the person who hurt. But the real Pratikraman is the causative factor should be corrected. That causative belief, the belief or the inner weakness or inner note, which has led to this, need to be corrected by the Jnana understanding. Otherwise, it will keep on coming. If I see, this comes out of frustration of the pride. Now, even it's true for me also. See, how the world is two ways. Number one, as long as my punya is good, atoms and molecules are meritorious. Punya no uday hai. People will be all good, loving, respecting me. Once my punya uday is down, in a worldly language, I'm less useful. See, if people need me as ophthalmic surgeon, they respect me. But if they want to go, they find that the other doctor is better at surgery, they want to go elsewhere, they don't respect me. And Shailesh may feel ignored also. See, the people who are known to me, maybe Aptaputras, maybe anybody else. In past, they may have come to me. In present, they may have found that other doctors are better ones. So let's not go to Shaileshanandji, but let's go to somewhere else. So for a moment, Shailesh Bhai may feel left out, may feel ignored, may feel the pride may. So I had done everything in good intent, not charge them. Still, they are doing this, whatever. It's going to happen. So I need to work on that with a Gyan part. Okay, Shailesh Bhai. It's the વ્યવસ્થિત accounts. જેટલું તમારી જોડે ઋણાનુબંધ હોય એટલું આવશે. And it's your, see, nothing remains constant. It's waxing and waning. The respect is also, everything is going to go up and down, up and down. But at the moment, I'm not detached from that. I feel that I am not being respected. I feel that initially they were respecting, now. But that respect is Shailesh is being respected or Shailesh not being respected. I cannot detach myself really as Shuddhatma. I feel the effect. I get entangled into the effect. That is first fault. Second fault is I need to explain Shaileshanandji that, okay, this is the how the world goes ups and downs, waxing and waning. Everything in relative is ups and downs. So just look at that, pass on from that. And third thing, are you here for, are you living with others' certificates and others' food, or are you living with your own food, means your own? So if you are doing good, okay, fine. So Dadaji said, Jagat me posai ya na posai, whether the world likes or doesn't like, endorses or doesn't endorse, I am really not the doer of anything. And that's the pure perception, Keval Darshan or Keval Gnan. So once we start working on it, so many things will come to our help, so many facets of Gnan. So that should be eradicated from the Prakriti. Unless that is cleaned up, the reflections of hurting or recurring will keep on occurring. So Pratikraman is not a gross process. It's a starting point. Pratikraman means whatever wrong belief, whatever wrong notion, whatever wrong understanding, whatever incorrect or agnan prakriti is there, needs to be cleaned with a gnan part so that it doesn't crop up again. Okay?
Right.
And then you can, I tell Shailesh and you can tell Hardik, Hardik, I'm there with you. Aguru Logo Sobhavno Chu. I'm free of all waxing and waning. I'm in abode of infinite bliss. So please don't worry about the waxing and waning parts of greed or pride or respect or whatever it is.
So, as you mentioned, right, that after doing Pratikraman, it starts calm, a little bit calm, and then it starts seeing so why it's happened, and in between, again, it flushes out where it want to stand. It's confused sometimes.
No, but that is where I'm saying that note of Prakriti is not cleaned with the Gnan part. Okay. Hardik still feels that if Hardik doesn't get respect, Hardik is useless in the Vyavhar. So that's not the point and part from the Gnan part. What Gnan says, Hardik, you have to do your best in whatever situations you are. Do your best, decide to dispose the things amicably with equanimity, and go ahead. So Laukik, the whatever beliefs ingrained in the Prakriti, you always need to show light with a Gnan part. Then only it will not come up again. Otherwise, it's going to flare up because the root is still there.
It is.
That root of incorrect understanding is still there in the Prakriti. So Pratikraman needs to clean up that, as well as Pratikraman needs to bring us in Shuddhatma, so that it can stay in Shuddhatma unshakingly in such situations again. You get me? It does both. It cleans my note of pride and it makes me steady in Shuddhatma. Aguru Lagu Sobhavno, I'm free of waxing and waning. All these discharge, anger, greed, pride, deceit are subject to waxing and waning. I am totally free of it. Yes, Lalita ji. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand.
Go ahead.
Shaileshanandji, this question I have is, I read in one of the Aptavanis,
Yeah.
the soul does not listen or see.
Yes.
It is in its own permanent bliss.
Yes.
Yet
So-
these indriyas cannot function without the presence of the soul.
No, that is correct. So what is meant here is...
I want to just expand on this, please.
Yes, sure. So pure soul by its original innate attributes is just knowing, seeing light. It's full of bliss by itself. It doesn't have any property to speak or to listen in its own original nature. But it is the very presence of that pure soul that everything else is able to function. Without that presence of pure soul, nothing functions. So now in the presence of pure soul as the matter and pure conscious, two elements have come together. The third extra spatial properties have been generated, that is whole of the Prakriti. And not only Prakriti, but the body self, means the body, then inner Antaskaran, five senses and causal body or electrical body and everything else is just because of the presence of pure soul. But pure self by its own nature is not participating into this. It's just present there. But without its presence, none of these also can work. So pure soul's present, it is something like sun is there. Sun is not getting indulged into all this. But unless sun is there, all these worldly activities and energies and nothing will function. So sun, even though is separate in its own nature, is responsible for whole world's life and living and other energies, something. Similarly, pure soul in its by its own nature is free of listening or speaking or because it's free of the five senses. But because of its presence, whole world, body, mind, it means inner antaskaran, senses, causal body, electrical body, vitality, everything is there. So it is because of that gross body, vitality or energy body and causal body part that the five senses are being powered. So whatever goes up and down, see the power of senses also goes down in the old. So whatever goes ups and downs, it's a relative part. It's relative is also correct. It's also kind of energy. But that energy is in presence of the pure soul energy. It has. So something like that. So it's the relative self which is listening, relative self which is hearing, relative self which is seeing, whatever you can say.
All the indriya functions.
Yeah, indriya functions. But it is also very important part for the living, relative living. It's very important. But at the same time, pure soul is just the knower and seer, whether the ear is able to hear or ear has gone deaf. Both is known to real self. Real self is just knower and seer, whether the senses are functioning properly or senses are not functioning properly.
I can attest to that.
Some people are totally deaf. Shaileshanandji is almost deaf, both. But as a Shuddhatma, he can see that, okay, Shaileshanandji is not able to hear, so can remain separate. And again, if we go more subtle, the Jnanis say how the Indriyas work. It is Jnana Ras. There is a sort of light. And that light or Ras, whatever you say, Jnana Ras or Indriya Ras.
Jnana Ras.
Means,
what does that mean?
The eye has also subtle Tejas, whatever you can say, Tejas Sharir or Tejas light, without which the eye will not function. The ear has also a kind of subtle Tejas Ras or light, you can say. So those are affected by karmic bonds. So some people even in younger age have obstructed sensual, means one or other sense may be obstructed because the karmic veils are obstructing those Jnana Ras or for the senses to work properly, something like that. So this Indriya gross in medical language are functioning. In a subtle Jnani's language, there is a subtle power or Tejas or Ras or whatever you can say, which is keeping them healthy. or proper,
Okay.
and at times it gets obscured by the karmic covering layers, something like
Okay.
that.
Very nice. Thank you.
Dadaji for himself said, see, if we take the example of Dadaji, as a pure soul, he was always completely separate from the body. Why only the senses? Then he said that A.M. Patel's ear has lost the capacity to hear. Why? Because A.M. Patel had not listened even to correct things of the people. So now the A.M. Patel has deafness. So he was just correlating why the A.M. Patel. Otherwise, the Gnani has no obstruction to any of the senses. It's all the senses are also functioning fine. But here he got little obstructed hearing, Dadaji, and he said that because A.M. Patel had not listened to the correct things of the people, A.M. Patel got deaf. So lovely a science at each stage. At each stage, it is a science, relative and real, and the present, the nearness of the two, and how really it is functioning. Lovely science.
So right now the Indriyas are obstructing Atma from experiencing that bliss, or it is in its bliss anyway?
No. Indriyas cannot be said to obstruct the experience of bliss for Atmas. Only thing is, Indriyas are in their own dharma, nature.
Correct.
There has the dharma to listen. Even Gnanis have Indriyas. Tirthankaras also have Indriyas. Only thing is, if I cannot remain in myself and the Chitt, see, as long as Indriyas are there, the Chitt may go out with the eye, with ear. But that is not the fault of Indriya, it is my fault.
Yes.
Because I have not been able to correct that Mohaniya, I have not been able to stay in my own self. So that is what is causing me to obstruction in a bliss or not a complete experience of bliss. Indriyas are not at fault at all.
Correct.
It is
They're
my inner machinery, discharge charitra moh, which is really taking me out of my Shuddhatma state, or it is obscuring my bliss. Indriyas are just the external tools.
Correct. Yes. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Kirti Ben.
Rani is there. Rani's iPhone I can see. But I can't see Rani.
Oh, Rani is there.
Hiding.
Jai Sachidanand, Shaileshanandji.
Darshan nahi de rahe. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Sailyaji is also there.
What my question and curious is, how, we are living in this human body, and how do I get the best of outside, whatever comes in front of me? The nature I'm talking about first of all, when I wake up in the morning, it happened. I realized that this is Kirti got up and, day starting. When I see that, I want to get the best of whatever come in front of me. I want to see the positivity. I want to get the vitrakta, especially when I open the window, the wind, the flowers, the sun, that's especially they are living existence. Their existence is unconditionally, they are giving. And because of their presence, I feel alive. I feel life, the trees, and because of the air. How do I, with Dada's Gnan, that I'm really Nishchanyanati Shuddhatma Chuj. But on top of it, I want to achieve a little more. I want to get that vitrakta, what Dada's had, that vision. Unconditionally, he was looking in small children to all. How do I reach to that point?
If I just see Dada Bhagwan,
yes,
even in relative A.M. Patel, since many births, he just flew naturally. Real Shuddhatma, Dada Bhagwan is separate, but relative A.M. Patel just was natural in the natural flow. So
Okay.
similarly, when the Shailesh can become more natural, Sahaj, then
Sahaj.
then when you wake up, you pray to sun. Dada used to pray to sun that, oh Lord Sun. Of course, there is Shuddhatma inside this. What sun is just the body, Vaimani body. Give me, my family members, my Mahatmas, and the world the correct understanding, righteous intellect or righteous that we can be helping to each other. And in real, I can remain steadfast in my real self. So give me blessing or such. So something like that we get from sun. When we get into nature, then we see relative real Shuddhatma, and we feel relatively one with the universe. Really, I'm Shuddhatma. As a Shuddhatma, I'm a Sang, but when I am Shuddhatma, I see Shuddhatma relative in others. So whatever we are passing through, we just see with these two vision is the basic. But even relatively, we feel one with and we can feel one with this nature very readily because they don't have egoism. So we feel
they don't have
very
egoism.
easily.
Okay.
With humans, it is difficult to feel oneness because ego comes in between both.
Yes.
It gets reflected with each other. But with the trees and plants and flowers, why do we get little refreshed in this sort of nature? Because it's sahaj, egoless, flowing. Not only it gives us relative energy, but it refreshes relative. I'm talking about relative. It refreshes relative also. And real, of course, I'm Shuddhatma. Everything is Shuddhatma that I see to that. So, all circumstances, Dada કહે પ્રાપ્ત સંજોગોનો સુમેળ રાખીને સંભાવથી પસાર થાવ. That's the best way to get the best out of everything relative or real.
So in here, like just yesterday and day before yesterday, they were forecasting just a clear day, just telling you what happened. And so we're expecting, it will be clear day, no rain. And all of a suddenly, when I saw that rain come, but that time, I felt very much that Sahaj, the sun was shining. And at the same time, the cloud was black. The sun came, and at the same time, rain came. And I thought, wow, that the Sahaj, and that the trees were with the wind. It was so very nice atmosphere. So that's what I was saying. I had become just So I want to absorb that.
That's Kirtiben wants to absorb, and let Kirtiben absorb it. But at the same time, Dadaji said, as a Shuddhatma, we should be aware that who is feeling happy, who is feeling comfortable.
Kirti.
Whatever the happiness and comfort Kirtiben is experiencing is a relative. Not to be neglected, not to be avoided, but just to be known that this is relative.
So, but still, I'm trying to figure it out. The Sahajta, that gun, I would like
that is okay. That is perfect.
That Sahajta, that nature, unconditionally, they are giving the light, the rain, the wind.
Okay.
And that's for this relative living is needed. But what I'm saying that I want to become Sahaj.
That is fine. So this Gnan is making us Sahaj day by day gradually. Whatever extent we understand, whatever extent we can apply, we are becoming Sahaj. And whatever is still not Sahaj, we just see that, focus onto that, and apply.
So when the live person comes, that Sahajta, I would like to absorb that kind of that, unconditionally Sahajta with the humans, with the
Yes.
So that going on.
Yes.
But the three things happened at the same time. The sun was shining, the black cloud was there, and rain came. It was.
They were friendly with each other.
Huh?
They were friendly with each other.
Yeah, they were just they were Sahaj Bhave, they were just working on their duty.
Kudratni karamat.
हाँ,
Wow.
कुदरत
Wow.
कुदरत
Yes. Jai Sachidanand.
जय
Jai
सच्चिदानंद.
Satchidanand. Okay, Shaileshanandji, our time is
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah, sure.
please call, recite 3 months. Everybody can follow, please. You can unmute yourself.
Sure. नमो वितरागाय,
Namo Vitragay.
नमो अरिहंताणम,
Namo
Arihantanam.
नमो सिद्धाणम,
Namo Siddhanam.
Siddhanam.
नमो आयरियाणम,
Namo
Namo
Ayuriyanam.
Ariyanam.
नमो वज्रायाणम,
Namo Vasayanam.
Vasayanam.
नमो लोये सवसाहुणम,
Namo
Loe
Sava Sahanam.
Sahanam.
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो,
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Mukaro.
सवपावपणासनो,
Savapavapanasanam.
मंगलानं च सौवेसिम,
Mangalanam cha Sabvesim.
पद्मं हवै मंगलम.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमः शिवाय.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Shivaya.
जय सच्चिदानंद.
Jai
Sachidanand.
Jai Satchidanand Mahatma.
Yes.
Now, next
Jai
our
Satchidanand.
program, our next program will
Shaileshanandji, Jai
be.
Satchidanand.
जय
Hold on.
सच्चिदानंद.
Next program will be a Vidhi tomorrow morning at 6:30. Everybody, please join. Jai Satchidanand. This is